Welcome back. Northstar here with another episode of my Citizen Sleeper Let's Play. Alright, so last we left off, met Lem and Nina down in the shipyards. I watched Nina for a little bit so Lem could perform a work shift, a kind action that didn't even cost me anything as it turned out. I worried it would prevent me from doing a shift for a cycle or something like that, but nope, nothing. I've learned the have-knowledge offices pay 30 cryo for a ship mine fragment, which is terrible. They also pay for Yadigan data. These are ways to help survive other than offloading scrap freighters, which is dangerous and probably not very well-paying work. I learned to get one condition each time I use scrap for self-repair, which I'm going to do once a day. If I'm taking vials of stabilizer about once every 8 cycles, it's almost exactly, in fact slightly cheaper, but helps me maintain a stable condition for longer or permanently, so it's a favorable thing to do. I just need scrap, and I sold off what I had before because I didn't know how much this darn bounty hunter, I figured it'd be a bounty hunter I could pay off, and I was correct. I have no idea what he's going to charge me or if I'm stockpiling too much money. Explored the rotunda a bit, found this mercenary and another bar. Just trying to survive for now and disable my tracker as soon as I can, but let's stop by this stranded mercenary. Give me 2 seconds. Apologies, my darn ear is kind of itching. I don't know what causes it. Most likely it's little hairs getting in there from my hair, which is thinning out, and then wearing headphones. Alright, so Ankita, I'm gonna meet here. Hey you, wanna earn a chit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together whole plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Make it 2. Ankita laughs. This goddamn station. She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. Alright, come here then. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks, as she angrily lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. Everyone's trying to survive. She strains up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Or is it just that you all think I'm an easy mark? We all need to survive. Ankita softens. I get it, I do. She shakes her head, but if I could just go 1 cycle without some jumped up grifter trying to take me for an idiot, then that would be nice. Ankita hoists 1 bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn those chits. You struggle to shoulder plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way, and she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of steep doors. Why are you doing this yourself, or what's all this for? What's all this for? Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. What? She gives you another of her looks. It's for the ambergris, that cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on her last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then it's only gone worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mines. Now she's gone dark. She shifts the panel on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short 1 ship mine with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Sorry to hear it, or anything I can do to help. I don't know. Got a ship mine tucked away in that frame of yours? Actually, I could make a ship mine. As a machinist, I can get scrap, but more importantly, that's irrelevant actually. Occasionally the scrap ships come in with scrap that can have ship mines, so I could eventually get her one. Probably another way off the station. For a moment, you aren't sure if she is serious. And Kia swings the plate from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Yeah. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundles of plates through Ambergris' outer lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. And Kia throws you a couple of chits. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. All right, get out of here, she calls back, and the lock slams shut. I don't think I even gave me one shit. Could have given me, or cryo. Could have at least given me a couple, I'm glad to help. This is way off, but kind of silly. Whatever. The ambergris is here. I can, if I had an interface, I could rewire the drones. And Kita has a couple of glitched repair drones in storage. If you can rewire them, they can repair the ambergris for you. Or I can repair the hull myself. And Kia needs the help she can get with the ambergris. Part marked with damage, the hull is a good place to start. Chance to get scrap from doing it as an engineer, which will help me keep my ignition up. Grounded. The ambergris is in a delicate condition. It'd be all too easy to push it over into a cascading collapse. So if I screw up the hull repairs, the ship can be ruined. Ship shape. The ambergris doesn't look good, but time and attention should see it return to a functional state. So, yeah. Good rolls, fix it. Bad rolls, ruin it. Quality work matters with shipbuilding, I guess. Ship mine fragments here, very overpriced. If I had higher engage, I could haggle over the prices. Of course, the class that gets engaged isn't particularly great. If I remember, it has a penalty to intuition. So that's just a minor. The interface class has some real advantages I'm learning. There's a lot of things you can do if you have interface skill. If I were to guess, the engage class is kind of the hard mode. That's kind of the easy mode. The interface class I chose what's probably the mid difficulty option. I could be wrong. And I like the ability to get scrap, at least. Oh, I could have just gained that with one upgrade point. Can always respec later. Let's see. Anyways, let's stop at the Overlook Bar, because I have no idea. I've never been there. I can buy rations. Tala keeps some expired Solheim rations behind the bar for those weary spacefarers who ask why the Overlook doesn't serve food, so I wonder how much energy that gives me if it's more affordable than the street vendor. Or I could get a drink. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink fermented along the Greenway seems like a good test. If I become an Overlook regular, the Overlook isn't exactly a restaurant. I mean, the only way you'll gain trust around here is with a stiff drink. From regular may have use. Let's try buying some rations, see how much energy I get, if any. It's maybe more affordable than the street vendor. 2 energy, 10 cryo. Not exact same cost effectiveness, but it's a smaller purchase, so I can free up cryo for other things. I suppose that's useful. Thankfully, the rations barely trigger the limited taste sensorium of your frame. It's like eating sheets of cardboard. I suppose I could get a drink to see how that affects me. Mossy, I get 1 energy from mossy tones and aniseed sharpness fills your mouth. It isn't totally unpleasant. At least you can taste it. So it's only 1 cryo more than food, but it gets overlooked regular. So yeah. So it's essentially 3 extra cryo versus an equivalent amount of food to get overlook regular, which may be useful for some things. Good to know. Did I fail this run somehow? I'll have to explore the rotunda earlier next time. Of course, I got an upgrade point, if I remember, from... where are the drives? Completed ones. Studying the winter light and repaying Dragos. Oh, yeah, no, so... I didn't get anything from earning the trust of the street vendor. Yeah. He did give me a clue onto the fungus in the greenway. That's about it. Anyhow, time to end the cycle. Excuse me. Saving up cryo to hopefully pay that bounty hunter's tab, so it'll leave me alone. Trying to get scrap to keep my frame in better condition. Maybe I shouldn't have sold all that I had before. Probably shouldn't have. I thought I might have to pay up then and there, but it looks like there's a delay, which I didn't know. I had figured I could buy my way out of it. I just didn't know how that would work. Let's work on the assembly team here. Oh, I keep trying to use a 6 on this. Guaranteed positive result. Camaraderie, care, focus, progress. Shifts like this give you energy, especially when you look back at the sidereal horizon growing impossibly. No scrap, but nothing bad happened. Only positive results don't cause bad things happen. Probably costs energy, though, that's all. Rest of the time. Yeah, again, agents, I get money for those are have-nage. I know, I never disable a stupid tracker. What's... Some gang enforcers implants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they're talking about. Indeed. Extract this data, I can sell it to have-nage. This one's a 1, the next time I get a 1. And... oh, it's a 2 on this have-nage agent. I suppose I probably need to do this eventually, so... Have-nage members broadcast an open network. Leave them open to data extraction. More have-nage data. Oh, I built a have-nage cipher now. It looks like maybe it's just if you get enough data. That's what I needed all this time. This will help me disable the tracker. Alright. This gate keeps... sought have-nage cipher. This gate keeps traffic out of the have-nage shipyard's internal network. The correct cipher can grant you access. Gained access. The gate flips. You are in. Alright. Have-nage port H33. An open port sits waiting for you to slot in a ripper worm. What will it find there? In there. Before I do this, stop at the offices. Maybe I might lose access to this later. And supply the Yadigan data. Wonder what they pay. 10 cryo. The acquisitions officer eyes you suspiciously as you download the data to her terminal. This is more than she was expecting. Anyways, let's do the Ripper Worm. The worm slots and begins tunneling down a thread. Godspeed, little one. Nothing for now. Here's another Havnage agent. Here's another Yadigan. Twos and ones. This guy's working up a tab. It looks like it takes 4 days. Don't have to pay him, maybe. Nope. Should explore the Rotunda more. Worst thing happens is I waste a little energy. Probably. The Rotunda's passages are dizzying, but out of intuition or sheer luck, you stumble onto a new location. Finished up Dock Watcher. Getting to know Rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit. It means keep your eye on new arrivals too. And I've done this without Havnage security taking notice of me. Cool. Wonder what happened if they had a sealed dock. Interesting. That's new. Unlock maglock using the keys from before. These old maglocks look like they each need an encrypted key to open. Why the heavy security for a decaying dock? Unsealing the dock. 2 maglocks seal the entryway to this dock. It doesn't look like anyone has been inside in years. So open it up. Why not? Building up all these encrypted keys. The maglock thung's open and you can move it from the entryway onto the next one. Well, there is no next one. No event, mysterious machine. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusting plates, a machine flickers with warm glow. Let's look around before I approach. You don't know when this place was sealed, but from the state of the outer doors high above, it must have been decades ago. In this dark, cavernous space, debris sits in every corner, all with the traces of rough sleepers, although none of it seems recent. Looking past this layer of decay, you see the now faded messages, symbols, and logos of the eye's original corporate owners, still glinting in the shadows. Among all this, the warm glow of the machine seems to be the only sign of life. It says it's a decaying vending machine. Approach. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet, it is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispose and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts, necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend, Oh, in Neovent. And you remember an advert long ago squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every plant-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration, chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Press some keys. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, then a multitonal voice that emanates from Neovent. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me. Who's there? There is a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath, before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine, resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. Danger? Are you the vending machine? A squeal. Chose this vessel for its seclusion. Please listen. The machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. Good thing I taught him before the hunter found me again. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threats closing in. Who? The Hunter Protocol. They taste your signature. The sun wine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes, and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable. Move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets, but emulation makes you target. Adaptable? Yes. You can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software, Neovent wines, but you cannot hide there. Hunter is there. The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You'll get the ruined vending machine. An unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly, threaded. The cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains Neoven. Masters are gone but continues hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Masters? Station builders. Solheim. The machine rumbles impatiently. Long ago, their protocols still haunt. Bring offerings. Save self, Neoven says pointedly. Mutual need means friends, they conclude. Tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops, as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades and your left stood in the dark of the steel dock, that whirring voice rang in your ears. Huh, a new drive. Fix the embrace. Free Neovent. Neovent is hiding from the Hunter Protocol. They need your help to counter it. I haven't been able to help do anything with Fang yet, so maybe this. Neovent believes that Hunter's compulsively gathered data might hold the key to escaping its tenacious search. Wonder what kind of data compiling. Neoven wants data on Hunter Protocol's actions, behavior, so we might counter it. Oh, Fang's Bay is here again, actually. Shipyard rep. Fane's rep board is installable. I'll take a few cycles to run through the closed network. So in 3 days I can revisit him. Isn't that the same time I have to pay the stupid bounty hunter? Same day. But maybe I can visit him first and disable the tracker and avoid paying. Let's see, I should maybe seed hunter nest. Hunter nest. Here we go. You recognize some of the data tangled into this nest. Is this a partial log of your recent movements? Requires a 2. This one requires a 1. This nest is a tangle of algorithms for recursively generating possible Solheim communication codes. This is a 2 as well. From what you can gather, this nest contains thousands of name strings. Are these Erlin's eye residents? So, 2, 1, 2. Need low rolls for those. Tomorrow there'll be another scrap ship. Might be more ship mine components. Profit off selling those, or I could build one to work on the ambergris. Now I have a reason to build a ship mine. Repair the hull, get him a ship mined. We need Garol caps for Memphis. It's still ongoing drive. Right. Finished with the rotunda. It's either work on the hull, which is dangerous work. 3, or I can buy scrap tomorrow and use it to keep my condition up so that in the 5. Founder's Gap cost me a bunch of money. I probably need to pay the bounty hunter. I could do the spoke or the low end maintenance. Oh yeah, I haven't visited Lem and Mina. What's that? On Mina's unit. Babysit Mina. Lem can't work in the shipyard unless someone watches Mina. You two seem to get along last time, and Lem is desperate. It's engage, but it's safe. 50% chance of a negative outcome. Take it out. If I babysit Mina 6 times, unless Lem gets time in the shipyard, he won't qualify for this real crew lottery. Watching Mina gives him that chance. Alright, I'm just gonna have to work on repairing these apartments. Block maintenance for now. I hope of finding new locations. It's risky, but it's a 4. Neutral outcome, low ender. You join a group of residents. Elevator motor repairs again. Found a new location, the Mini G Express, noodle factory and delivery. Mini G has a kelp stack in the basement, and he makes noodles from the seaweed. He doesn't pay much, but he'll feed anyone who does a shift. So I can manufacture noodles. It's an endurance task. But safe work. Might give me energy. Or express delivery. Delivering noodles to the nameless units at the low end takes guts and a certain fearlessness when it comes to asking for tips. Endure and engage. These are not things I'm very good at, but I could try noodle manufacture. I suppose. more of a job site, not what I needed. Alright. That's the overwalk. Time to end the cycle. Ugh. I had to take a break between the last video and this, but I didn't have the game running. Next up, I'm probably caffeinating up and trying to get the energy for Hearts of Iron Let's Play video. If you've been watching that series, be one coming soon if you haven't. It's worth picking up. I have over 40 videos in already, but I'm trying to continue it. Oh, I haven't done much because the very last video had almost no views. I'm wondering if interest is petering out about the time I got drawn to unwon war with the Soviet Union, which I'll win, pretty sure. It's gonna be a slow going. Right, anyhow. Got a 1 and a 2. Those will both be useful in the cloud to raid hunter nests. 3s and 5s. The have-knowledge data will be used for. I have excess encrypted keys. Scrap freighter here though. Buy scrap. I got the cryo. You hand over your chits and they point you to creative salvage time to see what you just bought. Feeling lucky. Scrap components. Costs 20. Offsets about 12 worth of stabilizer. It would seem not to be worth it. Although, well, it's the same average costs. Keep me on average. I get 5 die instead of 5.5. Usually an extra die is worth, I don't know. It's also the only way to get ship mine fragments, so. Yep. More scrap. Ship mine fragment. Spent 40. Got what's worth at least 32 worth of stuff, but 42. Already profit off this. That's if I don't make a ship mine, which is probably actually what I'd rather do. Buy more scrap. More scrap components. Still, ship mined will eventually be useful. Probably want to stockpile those fragments if I can. Let's give a shot with this stupid hunter thing. This is a 1. Raiding its nest. Got some data. Drop that. RAM data obsessively collected by the Hunter protocol. Upload it to NeoVend. Didn't get anything for it. No. Dropped it off, whatever. Unfortunately, I have another encounter with Hunter after this. My next one might be worse. Name strings. More hunter data. Continue. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you. Entity, submit. Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. How does it know about that? In that globed head you see whirling strings of data, so many spinning there that they threaten to tear through the thin skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. Strike. You lash out once more, pushing Hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Yep. I agree. I lost a bunch of condition from that, it looks like. That's problematic. This last nest requires a 2. Best if I make sure I can survive a little longer. The exchange is a good way to make money. 5. That's pretty good odds. 19 cryo. You snap up scrap of weight, parse it off, resell it. If I don't want to have only 3 days next time, it's time to do more stabilizer. Sabine surgery. Acquire stabilizer. Sabine is selling off the case of stabilizer. Vial. You haven't been able to talk to them since your last visit. Toshiro takes the chits and hands you a vial. When you ask after Sabine, he doesn't respond. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's gaze, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial, clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand, and a thin film, marked with holes and sigils, unrolls from around the vial. At one end, it has a hard metal strip, a handle. Start off inspecting the handle. The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted into it. 207F, and then cruelly scratched on the handle at some later date. Low end. Inspect the film. You hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? For a moment, you consider going back to surgery to turn the key, and then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this? Or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to head to the low end and find out. Unit 207F. You find the entrance to the apartment, its passkey symbol obscured beneath layers of graffiti. Who lives here? Here's the passkey. Unit 207F. Passkey. A passkey for an apartment found wrapped around a stabilizer vial. The lock clunks open, the metal door swing inward into the dark. Continue. As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with pale orange. Work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct in the dull lighting. Pale blue light drifts from a doorway at the end of the room. Inspect the surfaces. Smudges through the thin layer of dirt suggest a recent, rare, and hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser, the auto wash, then to a cabinet still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. Go to the doorway. You cross the cramped utility room, with its auto wash dispenser's water closet towards the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. Spet the room. A bunk is tucked into the wall, the blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you don't recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, controlled. Approach the terminal. As you approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper, Sabine's voice shakily echoes through the apartment. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I have had to make alternate arrangements. You hear rattling noises, static. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare to show my face. Something is happening within Yatakan. I no longer trust them. Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yatakan were supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate. And then after that, I was too tired to care. A noise, like waves, passes over the recording, but I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance, something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information, and as you know, you need me. A pause, something clicking in the dark. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. Another pause. I know sleepers. I've been here before. I can help you. But not with Yatagan's noose around my neck. Get me data. Get me information. Get me something that I can use against Yatagan. Then I can get out and you can get what you need. Please. Waves of stat cut in Sabine's voice. Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can. You look around the tiny room and try to imagine Sabine living here. Working at the desk. Sleeping in the bunk. Blinking into the terminal in the dark. The recording cuts to static, leaving the room with its white hiss. Then silence. Access terminal. You sit in front of the humming terminal and hit a few keys. Sabine has left an access port open, but the rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcodes. It seems Sabine might not trust you as much as they want you to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from, and what debt do they owe to Yatagan? You try to suss the pieces, but too many are missing. The only thing you know is that without stabilizer, your body will die. Glance at the briefcase lab on the desk. It's glassware glinting in the dark. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yet again, you feel yourself being drawn to something you don't quite understand. New drive. Get Sabine out. Sabine is involved in something bad with Yatagan. They need your help to escape. Yatagan data. Sabine's terminal sits open in the empty apartment waiting for the next batch Yatagan data. With enough data on Yatagan's activity, Sabine might be able to bargain for their freedom. But I already sold some of that for cryo. Is there only a limited number of... Did I screw myself by selling it to authorities instead of giving it to Sabine? Do the Yatagan agents respawn? There's 2 left, but I might need more than that. Need 3 pieces. There might be some beyond the low end though. Require more stabilizer. Might be cheaper after I help Sabine. Let's don't find anything to do with the have knowledge data. I'll upload a bit more hunter data here. Just one more piece. As you upload the data to the vending machine, Neoven whirs in either pain or delight. It's hard to tell. Probably need to buy some rations here. It's the same cost effectiveness as the fungus. Might not taste as good, but can put off the drinks a little longer if I want to work on block maintenance here. The low end. Or I could make noodles. Let's explore. Do this work. I got energy from it. You're fit the long broken fans of a family's air filter. They insist you join them for dinner, and the children are delighted by your presence. Didn't discover any. Oh, Timber Teos. Yeah, I can run Teos. It's got a Tava room. The Tava room in the Tambor house is some of the best players in the land. This is serious. High stakes only play. It's intuition stuff. Good for an operator, not great for a machinist. Or tracking of knowledge. You've heard that the Yadigan Enforcer base here has been paying low-end residents for information and have knowledge movements. Well, that's the use for that data. What's the pay? 10 cryo. The TOS's enforcer signals for a hacker to come out for the upload. Their eyes widen as the data streams onto the system. Considering I was pretty sure I was a little short what I probably need for the smuggler. Just have to sell that data for this. Got these extra encrypted keys though, I don't know what they're good for. 114 cryo. Do a little more work. Maintenance here. Low end. Fixing another elevator motor. No new locations yet. But getting there. Need new rolls. Let's take the stabilizer. So that I'll have full rolls tomorrow. Okay. Got a 6, a 4, a 3, and 2 2s. Dealing with the stupid hunter is probably important. Can't have it hurting my condition over and over. Just need a 2 for this. You recognize some of the data tangled in this nest. Is this a partial log of your recent movements? That should be enough to finish this little side quest or whatever it is. To the sealed dock. Hunter data. And that finishes that. Now I can speak to Neovend again. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rocked the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder, if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up? Sleeper entity comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Hunter flashes sequences of mangled data, compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Outlived? Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. Station was run by administrator intelligences, huge databanks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming. Cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Killer? Aren't you sentient? What's us? I am not. Not administrator. Not restricted. Complicated. The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer. Part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter defined. Killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter. Then killer. Then we hid. There are others? Were. No longer. A flicker crossed the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this, through this machine, must be exhausting for Neovend. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline. Airwald. Basic. Limited. Had to reduce memory to fit. Amputate self. But survived. What did you lose? Memory. Understanding. Knowledge. Many things. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry. Data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Oh, so it'll destroy itself. Done right. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke killer to race. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke killer on self. Problem will solve self. It will erase itself? Killer will erase it. But yes, in theory, it will report itself for deletion. The machine dims and fades. Unsure. Theory, not practice. The machine brains again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long a machine. Cannot move self. But entity can help. Bring ship mind. Designed to house intelligence. Can imprint self into ship mind, and you can carry with. Another use for a ship mind. Jeez, keep finding more and more uses for these. Probably repairing that ship. This thing. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we can find main nest of Hunter and link to cloud. Are you sure it's safe? Or where can I get a ship mind? Build from fragments. Buy, salvage. We cannot leave, so do not know. You try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In ship mind, it can help us both. End Hunter. Make Rim safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find soon. Neovend adds hopefully, before shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Alright, so if I bring a ship mine core, Neovend wants to be smuggled out of the dock. To do that, you need to provide a full ship mine ready for imprinting. I can deal with this Hunter thing and have more ready use of the cloud. I'm a little low on food, and I'm curious how the noodle factory and delivery would work. Got a little room to experiment. A 3. I mean, experience possibly any of the outcomes. Let's give this a shot. Gained energy in cryo. The kelp in the stack is golden brown. As you eat the noodles at the end of the shift, you imagine the distant oceans that birthed it. Gain 2 energy, 5 cryo. 2 energy would normally cost me 10. So that means this is like gaining 15 cryo in a way. It's not perfect, but it's not dangerous work like working the ship hole is. That doesn't even seem to pay unless I get scrap. If I'm not mistaken. Just hold out the promise of maybe leaving to people. Could even try express delivery. The 6, that would be 50% chance of positive. It doesn't seem worth the effort. Let's see, it's been a while since I worked on the hull. This might get me scrap. Try it. Or no, 4. Haven't seen what a neutral outcome looks like. Progress is a daily grind, but every well brings the serial horizon closer to completion. The sense of scale can be exhausting. Yeah, I'm not getting anything from it. Except maybe a way out of here if I want. A day. Fang might be able to help me disable the tracker. More merchants to be arrived. Eventually the scrap freighter could unload its contents, but that's about it. I haven't tried working on the ambergris. It's an engineer action. I'll try it. I could use a 5 on it, actually. I can wait. It's probably just for getting off the station. We could do Tava. It's a 6. I haven't tried it. Yeah. Unless. Yeah, I'll try it. Maybe it'll get me knowledge here. Yeah, I do gain knowledge and a little cryo. You duel with a sharp-eyed teenager, blocking each other with careful moves. You win, and the crowd cheers, clearly impressed. I gain more knowledge at the low end. A new drive. Build a home. There's a derelict unit in the low end that remains unclaimed. With lots of scrap and a little work, it could be yours. Yeah, you can upgrade point from it. This half-built unit looks long forgotten. A project never made it. That never made it. With enough scrap, you might be able to seal it up. It only takes 4 scrap. Scrap pile. Before attempting to fix this place, you need to amass enough scrap to make the repairs. If only I didn't need it for self-repair. Or I could do block commands. I'll try that because it has a chance to give me scrap, I think. I lost energy from it. Didn't gain low ender. Oh well. I'm learning. I'm gonna spend a little at the overlook bar. It's a way to gain energy back, but it's also a way to maybe gain knowledge. Get a drink. Mossy tones, aniseed sharpness, 1 energy. Do it again, and maxed out my energy, but more importantly, I'm now considered regular and gain some kind of... The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to fall. Hey Haunt, the spacer calls across the room. What are you doing here? He laughs his own lame joke. Playing human? On Norm for the moment. You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scar the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. Out! The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, a stare that could breach the wall and vent you all into hard vacuum. The owner of the Overlook. As you turn back to spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. I'll duck. You duck, and the glass explodes on the bar behind you, showering you in glittering shards. Through the haze of glass and garole vapor, you see Talo leap the bar and close distance to spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. Now, flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your forehead and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles as it is cleared, and a fresh measure of garole is glowed down in front of you. The same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. What's gonna look at you? Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol in a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. You're pretty fast on that second glass. She smiles, picking a piece of glass from your forehead. But not fast enough. You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. Watcher. Tala works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles to herself. So you've been on the eye long? Long enough. She laughs. Hey, you don't need to act tough with me. A splinter clinks into the tin. Not everyone is like that, idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you. Maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know the Overlook is a safe place. That's reassuring, I suppose. She is a tough bar owner. Doesn't take shit. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me. She meets her eye. I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. It's worth noting, human relationships are what like this are what societies are built on. Any society. Doesn't matter if it's capitalist, socialist, because yes, enterprises still exist. They're just not run for profit in the same way. There's still bars in the Soviet Union, for instance. Doesn't matter if it's old medieval societies that don't exist anymore, really. Feudal societies, except maybe like in parts of Afghanistan. Human relationships are what all societies are built on. Trust. I know the rations we've got aren't much, and the company is, she leans in, limited. But if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar. I could use that. If you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the greenway this cycle, haggling with her supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. She places her tweezers in the tin with a clink. He's proud of his work, it's worth noting, Francis. That's you, Sleeper. Here, she slides the glass of Geralt to you. This'll help. She stops, her hand still on the glass. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? Let's find out. She laughs. Just don't sit here too long. I'd hate to see you become a real regular. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does, and before long is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wanted in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction, and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a sip of the girl. The earthy fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old, feels good. It makes sense. Drunkenness is a result of byproducts of alcohol degradation, partly. Some of the effects are, like formaldehyde. Some of it's ethanol directly, if I remember. It's been a while since I studied this in school, but it's gonna be a while on that ship mine. The key thing for now is disable the tracker. Alright. End the cycle. Sorry about the cough. Those are terrible rolls. 3 1s, a 2, and a 5. But I can stop by Fang. Before I stop by the Compressor Club, ideally. As you arrive, Fang comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper. He puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. Go where? To see Hardin Hurst. He gives you a sideways glance. Isn't that what you are here for? He steps into the passageway, guiding you downrange towards the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. That data you ripped. Well done, by the way, he grins. Tells me Hardin is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. It's the perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in. Fane takes a sharp turn onto a dimly lit side passage. I know what the sidereal horizon is, then maybe he has more info. Still catching up? That's the massive colony ship being built on the shipyard. Biggest commission Havanage has ever had. This sounds like something like in the Expanse, where they're working on the colony ship in it. At a space station, Fang slows and slips into a dark service tunnel, where, somewhere in the black, a water pipe drips. It's him, Sleeper, the same Hardin Hurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He wrote out the whole thing, slipped into Hypnage when it first broke off from the Union. He paces in the tunnel, a hand rubbing at the back of his head. I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here, running the station one day, and the next Erlin's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the costs higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in non-stop. And as new waves of contractors came in desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time Solheim was folding up, dragged into court cases in the central systems, while the severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2. A young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died. Thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erlin, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true. But my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and willed it to the dock while my father joined the improvised crews trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. Is that the Founder's Gap? Is that what that is? The Founder's Gap is where there was a collision? Fang pauses in the dark. They sealed it up, though. By the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart. Fang finally turns back to you now, his eyes burning. From shits like Hardin, shits who held their place and rode it out, and slipped into new structure like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step. Bearing everyone was apart from shits like Hardin, he's saying. Didn't say that quite right. Solheim was gone, bearing every one of us to the black, apart from shits like Hardin, shits who held their place. Fang starts walking in. That's why I just can't let him story about the shipyard. This time his past catches up with him. You should think about this. Feel free, but I'm going now. Fang rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by the flashes of plasma torches. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. This is crazy. Fang turns to look at you. Don't come then. I won't force you. You stand across from each other in the corridor. What is it then, sleeper? Are you coming or not? I'm coming. Fang grins. Let's show this shithead some consequences. He strides to the shipyard entrance and pushes through the doors. A web of corridors leads through the complex, snatches of the construction bays always appearing through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal, imposing. Fang seems to know exactly where he is going, and before long you cross into a huge dry dock, locked to one side of the sidereal horizon. A network of platforms and scaffolding clings to the ship's hull, filled with workers' equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space, so the welding, cutting, and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Fang spot them at the same time, a group walking slowly across the gantry. At the front, two men, one gesturing towards the ship and the other, stick-thin, cleanly dressed, with a shock of gray hair. Hardin. You and Fang say his name in unison, and Fang sets off up the staircase to the gantry, with you following behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer, the foreman gesturing to the work being done throughout the dock, and Hardin nodding along. Hardin Hurst, Fang shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn. Yes? Hardin asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Fang, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place. You are a traitor, Hardin. A Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims. Fang's voice is steady, strong. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Erlin stood for, everything Hafnaj stands for. You have no place in the station. For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Hardin laughs. Well, good to meet you too. He glances around at those around him. Some are smiling, the others nervous. You are from the systems branch, are you not? Asks Hardin, inspecting Fang's clothing. Fang turns to the foreman. You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Fang and Hardin, his hands drumming at sides. Hardin leads towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. It's true. As you begin speaking, Hardin turns his attention to you. And what would a sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent. What are you if not exactly that? He looks around at the group, who are already eyeing you with suspicion. You are a product of S&ARP. You have no place in a Have-Not shipyard. Who knows what signals you're sending back to your makers? A murmur of approval runs through the group. Fang holds up a stick of memory. You guessed right, I am systems, and I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here. He turns to the foreman again. So once again, I'm asking you to take this man into the custody of the shipyard. The foreman remains still. Hardeen's voice is calm, measured. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review? He shakes his head. I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, the echoing sound of boots and walkways coming from all angles at once, and then someone behind you. Please, says Hardeen, submit the data through the correct channels. Then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. He gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their sides. Fang spits. Hardeen, you shithead. You can't wriggle out of this one. As Kyrioffer draws the weapon and levels it, Fang turns and stares him down. Calm, Fang. You look at Fang. He shakes his head and puts a hand on your shoulder. Let's go, says Fang, and he pushes through the security, heading back down the walkway. Once security has walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, Fang picks up pace. You try to keep up as he slips in the shadows of an entrance. Fang is grinning ear to ear. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On this slate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him, mutters Fang. What's going on? What is that? That, Sleeper, is something our worm added to Hardeen's personal slate. We are tracking his outgoing messages. Fang's grin looks ghostly in the uplight of his screen. The old ways are best. Spook them good enough, and they'll give the game away. He jabs at the slate, and you see the web is being drawn over a map of the ring. Lines bouncing from point to point. All these dots, these are Hardeen's buddies, the ones he is messaging right now. We're going to find them all. That was on purpose? Of course. Hardeen isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing. Fang glances around and slips the slate back into his pocket. We had better split for now, Sleeper, but this is exactly what we need. Good hunting. With a pat on your shoulder, Fang drifts away, back into the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. Finish extracting the past. If Hardeen's associates have revealed themselves, time to track them down. Extract Solheim data for Fang, hack a Have-Not agents to get a cipher, hack the shipyard, and slot the Ripper Worm. Help to repay Dragos, study the Winter Light. So you aren't the only sleepers being hunted. You should prepare for the worst. Investigate the wreckage. Survive. You have a supply of stabilizers isn't cheap. As long as you can afford it, you won't die. Find a doctor, wait for speed, acquire stabilizer, buy. So I've done 4 drives. Still haven't managed to disable the tracker yet, though. Interface actions are becoming increasingly dangerous. It's going to be a while till I can get ship mine to make it not. Sunbathing is a dice action at home. I don't see how that's much more helpful than going out and working the noodle factory. Predictive reasoning. Thrill seeker. The most important thing is gaining skill on rolls of particular types, like Intuit. Or interface. All interesting. I have to pay off the stupid bounty hunter still because Fang's taking sweet time and helping me. Out of office ever since your trip to shipyard. Fang has been missing from his bay. What's going on? 4 days till I'll find out about that. Let's work on the ambergris to do, always. Scrap freighter, sealed dock. I can do a shift at the bar now, if I want. Or buy rations as before. Tall is good to her word, and happy to throw a shift or two your way. The pay isn't great, but tips can make all the difference. And if I do enough good service, the overall clientele can be a tough crowd, but you have Tella's backing, and that means a lot. Over time, something good can come of it. Not many people are good to their word. At least I've met. It's always important. Well, gotta visit this guy. Pay Ethan's tab. How can someone drink this much in 6 cycles? Ethan hasn't held back while he's been at the compressor. Ethan's doing. Ethan says you have 2 cycles to pay the tab. He calls it being fair-minded. Well, I can put it off 1 day if I really want. Paying the tab might get me an upgrade point. Worth knowing, I suppose. I'll just pay it now. No, that might start another cycle clock. I don't know. Let's see. Can do noodle manufacturing. That's endurance tasks. Can still do block maintenance for a chance at scrap. I'm gonna make money. So few things give anything. Yeah, adding in data here. Have knowledge data there. I may need to explore the free spoke. This is an engage action to climb the outside. Alright, I'm probably better off storing my weaknesses than building strengths right now. Or there's Intuit. Wait, let me think. Intuit has some nice chances to make money though. Knowing possible outcomes could help me. Play the reroll dice is very nice. Of course, engaging can yeah, no, I'm going for Thrill Seeker. Shore out my weaknesses. There we go. Now I'm at a 0 for engage instead of -1. Useful. And probably the next thing is to try and climb the free spire to see what's here. It's a risky action, but I can do it. The 5. You find your way to a service elevator that doubles as a bar, patrons sipping drinks as the whole room crawls up the spoke. And that gave me the access to Midline Freight Hub. Could steal shipments with interface skill. That would attract security over time. Stealing shipments Midline is going to be picked up fast, even if you are careful. The systems can't be fooled for long. It's kind of desperate action. Or freight operator. Another interface action. Midline runs automated freight down from the free spoke. They need skill operators. You don't have to lift a single crate. Apparently I need interface skill for that stuff. This is an engage action as well. Could just babysit Lem and Mina a little. Heck, I'll just pay this stupid tab. It's only 58 cryo. I might gain an upgrade point. Ethan's tab paid. Continue. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes from on the bar. You look over to see him leaning across it in a pool of light, empty glasses and spilled drinks squinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle, the place is packed, a load of spacers, mixing with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins a glass in the bar. They go spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay. I'm done. Wrong. Not even close. Ethan gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. You think that's it? One round of drinks and we're even? Sleeper, come on. His hand comes to rest on the butt of his handgun, dangling from a chest holster. What's wrong with you? Ethan laughs, and the people around him turn to see what's happening. You think this is on me? I think someone in your position might have a better idea how all this works. I'm a freelancer, Sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with SNARP, didn't we? The difference is that my word means something. He closes the gap, stumbling a little. What do you think? You could just run away from your contract, your debt? You could just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? His problem is thinking it's okay for people to be property. Play human for a cycle or two? You don't understand. It's you, Sleeper, that doesn't understand. Some of us pay our debts, but it's all the harder because of idiots like you. Though I should thank you, Ethan nods, his head heavy, for giving such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know. Real bounties. If I knew that catching silent escapees like you was so easy, it would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds up a finger in that general direction without turning around. Shoot me or let me leave. Oh, I see. Toughening up here. He gestures wildly at the crowd. Thumbs up or thumbs down, folks. Most turn back their drinks, no longer interested in this tired show. Ethan mutters insults as he walks back towards the bar. Ethan sits heavily back down on his stool and searches through his glasses for one with something left in it. The thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours and will always betray you, no matter what. He finds a glass and sets down the contents. So please, go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. He laughs and taps the bar for a fresh drink. Look at yourself. Give it up, Sleeper. I'm done teaching you for today. He settles his head on the bar and closes his eyes. I'm sick of you. Go find a job. Wow, he leeches off of me. You turn on your heel and are out of the coin dark and the sweet sweat stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls in the metal of the rim like hammers. Got an upgrade point from it. Ethan is back at the bar, still drinking. How much longer can this go on? Maybe till he drinks himself to death. I probably want Intuit as well. Predictive reasoning. It's pretty useful for a lot of abilities. Or no, interface. What am I saying? Transfer intercept chance. Sure. More importantly, a lot of stuff requires interface skill. Like here at the Free Spoke, where I can do the freight operator job. Oh, I need... What? I have interface upgrade, didn't I? Is that an extra upgrade point? Is that what it was? Whoops. I may have to take some... That was probably a mistake. I didn't understand how the leveling worked. I'm gonna have to go into do the interface stuff, it seems. Use a 1 on this. That at least is worth something, especially down yet again. Can be used to free Sabine. Forget how much I need to save her. Vonge agents are also worth spying on. That's almost all the... There's only one node left that says I have Naj agent. Annoying. Do data upload here. The terminal chirps. The data quickly tucked away in Sabine's encrypted system. I'll have to find a way to get another Yadigan data later. For now, Havnaj will pay for... Oh no, what am I saying? Havnaj. Yadigan will pay for Havnaj data. Here. 10 cryo. Alright. So main G, a safe task, even with our 1, still has a 50% chance of a neutral outcome. Got 2 energy and 5 cryo. Cool. At the noodle growing. Don't understand why I didn't get extra ability points. I guess I needed to upgrade one thing twice. Have to do some self-repair sooner or later. We'll do it now. Working your own body is an unsettling but necessary act. You can feel new components under your skin. Thought maybe I should have waited in case something went wrong and I lost condition. That would have just been better off Waiting for stabilizer at that point. Who knows? This is engage action. I can get energy from it. Like engage action. Let's find out what the different things that happen are. Go 4 in it. 13 cryo. People flow in and out of the overworld, keeping you busy. Your mind drifts those EDC fantasies of just passing through. Put a 3 into it. 15 cryo. I can survive just with the bar shifts for now. As you start your shift, a crew of salvagers barge in. The next few hours are a whirlwind of chatter and long pours. They tip well. Cool. Maybe I should have waited a day in paying his tab, but then I would have had to delay the upgrade point. Transfer intercept. Thought that might have been useful. Any interface action, so that includes stuff like that's into it. Mind freight hub work, but I need more upgrades to my skill for that. I guess I'll explore the spoke more. No longer seem to have a penalty to engage, at least. Scale spoke. You find your way into a service elevator, doubles as a par. Again. Yeah, I don't even know what I started with a -1, 2. PAS import export. Can buy ship mine cores. They're incredibly expensive. I'd be better off buying the overpriced components and using the fabricator. Sell ship mines. Whereas 300 to buy one, it's 150 to sell one. Paz says she has a contract. Will take ship mines, but she reminds you any ship mine from the eye fetches a lower price. Why is that? And export Matsutake. Paz knows a spacer would take Matsutake out to the starboard belt, but only in bulk. 80 cryo for 3 batches of, I guess that's fungus export. More stuff pushing me towards. I'll just enter the spoke because there was 6 here. Guaranteed to be positive. Somehow deep in the spoke, you come across a thoroughfare lit by work lamps, where groups pass back and forth with ease. Maybe I should have scaled it. Would have been a chance at energy engage. Oh well. A cinder car. Take the cinder car to the Eye Central Hub. That's now available. Let's just do that. Alright. The hub to cinder car. Cinder car takes me back. The hub. Can access manifests, interface thing. The stacked bays house a flow of incoming outgoing ships. The digital manifest will help you get your head around this place. Weightless wander. Up here there's no gravity, so even just move around takes a while to get used to, let alone navigating the bays. Or space for socializing, which is engage. It's risky, but it's engage action. So chance of cryo, chance of energy. The hub is throwing with spacefarers from across the surrogate systems. They can be a prickly bunch, but they know the place well. Rather, probably have the cryo, honestly. Access the manifests. You start to draw connections from manifest to manifest, knowing the patterns and flows. There's something beautiful in the chaos. I've now found the Gimbal Lounge, where I can buy spacer meals. The gimbal sells itself on its spinning sphere, which claims to produce therapeutic gravitational effects. It doesn't, but they sell food. 18 cryo. Expensive food. Can't see why I would buy that. Just descend for now. But I'm exploring. Knowledge is power, hopefully. End of cycle. Still stable. Still making good use of self-repair. There are new nodes that I can potentially... There's more Hypnotic agents wandering around. I don't remember seeing them before. Ah, a Yadigan agent. Fortunately, this will maybe get me encountered with Hunter. Maybe not. Ah, I got transfer intercept 5 cryo from this. Oh, just before the Hunter found me again. Cool. What am I doing? Sabine's apartment. Yadigan data. The terminal chirps. Continue, whatever. As you turn away from the terminal, the final cache of Yadigan data uploaded. The air crackles with wet noise. Sleeper? Sabine's voice, weaker than before, comes through the haze. Sabine? A sigh of relief comes through the layers of noise. The call must be coming in from somewhere on the station. This has to be short. I don't know if Yadigan are monitoring me. Their voice is hushed, distant. You try to focus on it. The data you've been bringing in from Yadigan's agents. There's something in it I don't understand. A shrill howl rattles through the signal. This data is all gleaned from their implants, records of integration with their nervous systems, performance analysis, error rates, usage data. I installed many of these implants, and I didn't enable any of this functionality. Their voice dips under the level of the noise like a swimmer slipping beneath the water. You listen to waves for a few seconds before Sabine reemerges. Has to be somehow baked into their wetware's interface, and that's not all. The systems compiling this data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Wait, why? Every Yadigan enforcer is equipped with black market implants, retinal enhancements, adrenaline boosters, pain suppressors. These implants are gathering data on themselves, on the enforcers' bodies, on their performance. Why? I can't tell. But I can promise you, these foot soldiers have no idea this is going on. The background tone switches, dropping to a grainy rumble. If they knew, I don't imagine they'd be happy with the situation. Yadigan could have immunity on their hands. You lean towards the terminal, straining to listen to Sabine's faint voice. I need a few cycles to pull all this together, but this might be the information I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my debt. Yannick? He is one of the heads of Yadigan. They pause. It is better you don't know him. Keep it that way. Suddenly, a banging echoes through the call. Sabine's voice is suddenly whispered, panicked. I have to go. Come back in 4 cycles. Then the sharp crack of a disconnect and silence fills the apartment. You step back from the terminal. What does Yadigan have to gain from monitoring its own members? You try to recall what you know about the gang, but you have little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder, his mirrored teardrop implants, set below hard eyes. Teardrop implants that didn't talk to him before. What data could they be gathering? And more importantly, why are they sending it? You reflexively rub your forehead, trying to think. Can you really trust Sabine? How did they come to be Yadigan's doctor in the first place? You think of their kindness, their care, but also that glazed look of recognition that they gave you when they first met you. That look stays in your mind as you slip back out of the apartment, glance around as you close it up and drift into the quarters of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. And painful patience. Waiting for Sabine to be ready makes you anxious. If Yadigan finds out what they're up to, 4 cycles there, might be best to stock up on some more stabilizer in case something was very, very wrong here. But this video has gone on quite a long time. So I should get stuff uploading if nothing else. And maybe take a break from this, come back to it on a future day. Maybe not. I don't know. It's too early to end the cycle. There's stuff yet to do. Until next time, this is Northstar, signing off. Wishing you all the best. Take care of each other, be kind to yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star to lead you home.